So we come over to do this gig, and we thought maybe it'd be a good idea if we went and had a little rehearsal for a few of our closer friends. So we thought we've been trying to work really close with the fan club and trying to do a lot of special things for them. And it's been up and running for about a year and a half now. And I think that every time we get a chance to throw something special their way, we do it. So we booked a show at the LA2, and basically you had to be a member of the fan club to get in. So we sold it out, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. We're putting out a thing for Christmas that will be the fan can, which is basically a kind of a thing that we had for sale a couple years ago. These cans that the record companies did, we're going to do those for the fan club. Special items. They'll get some sneaks from stuff in the studio of the new record that won't be available anywhere else, and stuff like that. So it's just doing a lot of stuff like that, and trying to give them access to a lot of things Metallica are doing first.
So close, no matter how far. Couldn't be much more from the heart. About trusting who we are, and nothing else matters. Never cared for what we do. Never cared for what we do.
It's just the whole setup is just very, very together. Like I said, it's all about how you want to do it. And if you want to keep your feet on the ground and keep in touch with your fans and keep in touch with what's going on around, it's not hard. But just most of the people that end up in situations like us, selling, 30 million records or whatnot, they sort of tend to sort of drift. And it's just like, if you really want, you can do it. And we've been doing it, and
Metallica released their last studio album. The group attributes the long wait for their latest record to a new, less stressful way of doing things.
We've nearly killed each other and everybody around us when we made records before, and I think we all felt that we wanted to try and see if we could come out of this somewhat alive.
The guys teamed up again with producer Bob Rock, who also worked on their critically acclaimed and commercially successful 1991 release, Metallica. The band, who are currently recording in New York City, are experimenting with different gear as well as different ways of writing.
A lot of different sounds.
Yeah, different amps and guitars.
Yeah, different instruments, yeah.
The input from Jason and Kirk was a lot stronger this time, and I think me and James kind of took a little bit of a step backwards and just really wanted to try and do more of a band thing this time.
The reigning gods of arena rock will be traveling a different concert path this year, headlining the usually alternative Lollapalooza.
I think we do fit in because I think we have always been going against mainstream stuff. I think when the mainstream came to us, it was very clear that they came to us.
The band plans on doing a world tour after Lollapalooza, but they want to take an extended break before revisiting anywhere so that they can put out a second record.
I think our idea right now is to go everywhere once and then kind of see what happens. Maybe go back and work some more on some of the songs that are incomplete right now from these sessions that I think we feel are strong enough to put out on a second record from these sessions.
Whether it's shaking things up at Lollapalooza or playing a stadium full of metalheads, Metallica's philosophy towards their art is simple and direct.
We don't give a what people think. So why should we start now?
Well, the new Metallica album Load features 40 new songs and clocks in at an amazing 79 minutes, released on one CD, making it the longest recording ever to be released on a single CD. Anyways, Kirk Hammett and Lars Ulrich were in London earlier this week for a series of launch parties, and they gave us a more up-to-date perspective on what we can expect when we crank up Load.
This, in terms of basic song ideas, is the most we've ever used Kirk's basic song ideas and taking riffs and turning them into songs. And I think when you hear the record, you will instantly hear that it's a lot more blues-based. The riffs are a lot greasier.
Yeah, I listened to a lot of blues in those 5 years in between albums, and I mean, as a result of that, I started writing heavy blues riffs, and these guys picked up on it.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, the strongest ideas were those, fitting in with the kind of desire to be looser and greasier and a little more, kind of have a little more attitude in the kind of the sound of the record and stuff like that. It just seemed to point that way. There certainly were a lot of the kind of old style, chunking thing, but it just, I don't know, it seemed a little dated or something. It's like been there, done it. Where else can we go and kind of, penetrate?
No, sit down. Try to ignore them for a while.
Yeah.
This is my little talk show corner.
Lovely.
Yeah, it is.
Where's your house?
It's that one over there.
All right. Great.
Yeah, usually have skylines, cities in dark, but we pick this one instead.
Lovely.
Do you have a sort of a hideaway like this somewhere? Where you go
It's a
between
little
trees?
bigger than that, but
Yeah?
yeah. I've got a place.
Yeah? Is
Yeah.
it nice?
Yeah, in the mountains for snowboarding and water skiing near a lake and fishing and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. Is that important? I mean, you've been
Fishing,
touring
yeah.
for, but I mean, have a place to relax. You've
Yeah.
been touring very intensely. With the four same members in the group for 10 years. And I guess
15 actually.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we still get along.
You
pretty
do.
good.
Do you have a special trick for that? You say time out.
Stay away from each other.
Yeah, you have that.
No, we get along pretty well. I think now that we've kind of got our own lives together, I think we have a little more respect for each other nowadays, and things are working out pretty well.
We have nurses here tonight because I admire them so much. You have this, do you have
I
any,
feel ill.
yeah? Well, then you're in the right place. Do you have some occupational group that you admire especially, or?
Well, I've known a few nurses over my life.
Yeah. Because of you were ill or some other reason?
Yeah. Well, I've been in the hospital quite a bit, breaking arms and.
You do that a lot, right?
Well, I used to.
Yeah.
I used to be indestructible, yeah, skateboarding most of the time.
Okay.
A couple times.
Yeah. So you admire them as well.
Oh yeah.
And they're great people. I was thinking, I've been listening latest day a lot to Metallica, and it's a lot of, most of the songs sounds very dangerous and dark. Doesn't that get to you in the end? That you play that so much?
Unlike this lovely
Yeah, because
setting.
if I was sitting here and playing your music for 10 years, I would be very, very afraid of the dark.
Oh, but I think if you lived in one of those places for that long, you would start writing stuff like us. But
Yeah.
it's just feelings inside,
Yeah.
We write what comes naturally. The newer album is even more personal. I think it's a little more universal. So, but yeah, there's a lot of aggression and energy and intensity in our shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get it all out there.
Most of it.
And recently you've been getting more soft in Metallica, right? Sort of.
Yeah, right.
You get a lot of criticism for that. How do you take
people
that?
think it's soft. I think lyrically it's probably the heaviest ever. It moves me more than anything. But it is a therapy for us as well.
We're gonna hear a ballad right now. Okay, the stage is yours. Thank you for coming.
All right.
Yeah. Hej, hej. Sen får du hjälpa rulla undan här.
Mama, she has taught me well, told me when I was young, son, your life's an open book, don't close it for it's done. The brightest flame that's quickest is what I heard her say. The son's heart's owed to mother, but I must find my way. Let my heart go. Let your sun grow. Mama, let my heart go. Or let this heart be still. Yes, still. Rebel, my new last name. Wild blood in my veins. Apron strings around my neck. The mark that still remains. Left home at an early age. What I heard was wrong. I never asked forgiveness, but what is said is done. Let my heart go. Let your sun grow. Mama, let my heart go. Or let this heart be still. Never I ask of you, but never I gave. But you gave me your emptiness, I now take to my grave. Never I ask of you, but never I gave. But you gave me your emptiness, and I take to my grave. So let this heart be still. Mama, now I'm coming home. I'm not all you wish to me. And Mama's love for her son, unspoken, help me be. Oh yeah, I took your love for granted. And all those things you said to me. Yeah, yeah. Needed your arms to welcome me, but cold stone is all I see. Let my heart go. Let your sun grow. Mama, let my heart go. Or let this heart be still. Let my heart go. Mama, let my heart go. You never let my heart go. So let this heart be still. No. Never I ask of you, but never I gave. But you gave me your emptiness, I now take to my grave. So let this heart be still.
Other half of Metallica. The good-looking half. Yeah, the more handsome half. And we demoted the other guys to the Saturday, and here we are, it's Sunday, and we are going to continue now with 3 videos from the director, Sam Bayer, who was the guy that directed our first video off the Load album, Until It Sleeps. Until it sleeps, or until it puts me to sleep, as some people call it on the internet. Or what did Tupac call it at the MTV Awards?
Until it'll sleep. No. Until it does sleep.
Something. Yeah. He's still trying to figure it out. But anyway, we've got 3 videos from Sam Bayer. The first one is Until It Sleeps, obviously, which was our big foray into doing something different.
A little.
A little different.
A little different.
And it was kind of fun while it lasted.
And the second one is called Doll Parts by Lars's
Nirvana.
buddy.
Courtney.
Courtney, yeah. Or otherwise
Kurt Cobain's
known
wife.
as Hole.
Hole? You shouldn't say that on TV. Can you say that on
Sorry,
TV?
Matt.
Okay.
Sorry. And the third one is by a band called Garbage.
Oh, I thought it was Garbage.
Well, it depends on what part of the world you're in.
Oh, okay.
And this one is called...
Wait, let me check my notes. I'm only happy when it's sunny. Oh, wait, I'm only happy when it rains.
In Blood.
Excuse me. Rain in Blood. Slayer make a cameo appearance in this. See if you can spot them. Send your entries to MTV. Anyway, let's get on with it. Here is Until It Sleeps, Hole, and so we've taken over MTV, so you either win or you lose, depending on how you look at it. It's your choice.
And we're on tour right now in Europe as we speak. So you should come check us out. It's a huge show. I mean, it's big, bigger than big. I mean, it's so big. You need a passport just to go see it.
Wow. I mean, Kiss, they talk about how big their show is. I mean,
Nothing on us. It's
King
huge. And
Anyway.
yeah, I mean, the show is really something. I strongly suggest you see it because it might not ever happen again.
right. Nobody will be stupid enough to ever try and undertake this again.
Yeah.
And there's not any money left in our bank accounts
Exactly.
anyway. So
Exactly.
This is a one-off.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're gonna run some dates here, like
Yeah.
right down here at the bottom of the screen right now.
And we'll see
come
you.
check it out.
We'll see you.
So
after,
like a lot of the shows are sold out, so you should have bought your tickets already, eh?
yeah. And
Next time,
we'll see you after this break.
after a break, tour
This
break, commercial
a
break.
break. It is
Okay,
a
after
commercial
this
break.
See you.
Oh, we're on camera.
We're back on. So I was jamming along. That was Guns N' Roses, Civil War. And that's all my fault because I requested that. You know why? Because I listen to Guns N' Roses at the moment, and that's my favorite song off the new album. And also just to kind of piss everybody else in the band off. So there you go.
And now we're
Now.
gonna see one of the longest.
Excuse me. Sorry about
Longest.
that.
You okay, man?
No,
Is there anything
still
else in there?
snotty, no. On my run this morning.
Yeah, sure. It's a run last night.
Yeah, it's a run. Easy, okay? We're on national television.
You know.
We're going to see one of the most confusing but beautiful videos that ever graced the airwaves on MTV. This is the 12-minute version of The Unforgiven.
And it's very rare.
Very, very rare.
It's so rare that we actually don't even know that much about it. It was the first version that that the director did, which basically has a couple of minutes of memory. Thank you. It basically tells a story, or tells more of the story, but it has no extra music. So basically, this is very rare this happens. MTV will basically go silent in the next couple of minutes with just visuals. So you should appreciate that, because that does not happen very often here on MTV/Metallica TV. Check out the about half-hour version, 45-minute. It's pretty long, so just be patient, get into it, and off we go.
Get your VCRs on record if you really, really want to get this on tape, because it's that rare. Really, really, really rare.
Really, really rare. Let's go. See ya.
Too much, and this is my first concert ever, and Metallica is like the favorite band.
What they do live, it's better than anybody in the world.
It must be nice to come home to the fans.
It's nice to be liked. Show up in the parking lot of the record store and play a few of the tunes and
like
get gone.
Truckload, you know, truckload of metal.
Oh, I get that. Truckload.
In Metallica's 15 years of existence, the main songwriters have always been drummer Lars Ulrich and guitarist vocalist James Hetfield. But for the new album, Load, input came from all four members.
James and Lars, they kind of let down the guard a little bit and maybe let a little bit more responsibility go to the other cats in the band, Kirk and myself, and let us be able to, you know, voice our opinions and really show our stuff this time.
I just recently got heavily into blues and jazz, and so a lot of the music I wrote was blues tinged.
We're always kind of good at throwing our fans a curve. I mean, this is a major curve. I mean, you know.
Maybe, because along with a tinge of the blues is a little pedal steel. On track number 11, Mama Said.
Let my heart go. Let your sun grow.
I think if Dwight Yoakam covered that song, we'd probably get like we'd like go get some money in Nashville finally. Nobody would second guess it. But because it's Metallica,